think we're live. Where's the stream? I don't understand what's going on here. Oh, there we go. Weird. YouTube has like a super long lag today. So if you guys are wondering why I'm answering questions later than normal, that would definitely be why. So yeah, what's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. Do share this stream around while you're waiting. I'm just trying to get this out to as many people as possible. And yeah, like what's going on, everyone? How's everyone's Fridays? Comment, share, let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm curious to know. I got some stuff to share with you guys today. Good news, and I'm really excited to do that. So let me just share this around so that everyone we possibly can get in here can get in here, and then we're gonna start. So let's go and get into this group as well, and let's start. So how's everyone doing? Let's see who is here today. What's up, Yasin, Mario, Z Digital, Ali? Do I actually think the top it is? I'm gonna give you guys some perspective on why I've been maybe a little bit more on the bearish side when I talk about things lately, and maybe will help you guys understand why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking. What's up, Ben from Australia, Juby, Bruno? Who else we got here? Paul. You got Crypto Castles. What's up, man? So really great to see you guys from all over the world. Great to have you here. So today we're gonna do our normal show, but at the end I'm going to have a reveal about one thing that you guys always ask me. So I've been trying to ponder how in the world is it possible for us to like basically let people in my club, because a lot of you ask, you really want to be in my club. The only problems that I have is that, you know, at this part of the cycle, there's a lot of people that have grown a lot, and I don't want to mix them, mix them too much, right? And I was trying to figure out, like, how do I do this in the best way so that, I can be fair to everyone, but also open the group, get like-minded people. So I've been thinking about it, and in the end of the day, I'm gonna let you know at the end of the show. So don't leave. Make sure you stay to the end. I'll give you guys a lot of perspective on what's going on. But first, what I want to start off with is why I am bearish. Okay, let me just blow myself up here for a second. So look, I'm bearish. I'm going to show you on the charts what is bearish, right? But why am I fundamentally bearish? I'll tell you why. There are 30 launch pads. 30. Okay. We don't need 30, first of all. Second of all, do you think there is enough innovation happening in every project that comes out right now that really we need hundreds of projects every week, every month being created, being raised for? Probably not. What are we starting to see now? What are you seeing? We're seeing the Kel VPNs of the world, right? We're seeing projects launch and not do well. That sucks. I lost money in Kel. I don't make money every single trade. That's part of trading. That's the risk that you have to be willing to take when you put your money into these projects. You may not see it again. You may go to zero, but you also might do 100x. So this is the risk to reward you're going to take. But what I really want to help you guys understand is this, and it's really important that you understand this. When there is so many new projects coming out every single day, and so many launch pads coming out every single day, it leads to retail fatigue, because there's only so much money that's coming around. There's only so much new money that's inside of crypto every single day. And ultimately what happens is this: we get oversaturation in the market, and you get a lot of crappy projects. This last week, I have had 3 projects that I have met with. 2 of those 3 did not even have a working product yet. And one of them, their working product was basically like something they had from before, that they were like, we can add crypto to this. And I just basically told these guys, like, this is what happened in 2017. You need to make something, build it, come to me with something built, so I can see, okay, you're actually going to build it. And you're building it, not I'm going to do this. This is what happened in 2017. We're getting to that white paper raise crap again. And so I'm very cautious about that. Does that mean we're at the end of the cycle? No. Does that mean we might have a correction soon so people can get washed out and new blood come in? Very likely. Okay. Let me ask some questions that are coming over here. Definitely we'll get to free at the end of the show, so just stick around for that. I will give you all the information there. Samir, nice to see you. MT, watching the banter at the same time. Awesome. I didn't know banter's on today at this exact time. I just came on because this is the perfect time. I have lockdown, kids home. It's really hard. This was a time that seemed like a good time for me to come on. So that's why I'm doing it. All right, so hi from New York. Love it. That's great. I love having people from Banter here. I love being on Banter. We got a good, big, happy family all around. So you want to join the group, Jonathan? I will show you how to do that at the end of the show. All right. So what I want you guys to look at as well is this. I'm going to just pull up my chart here now. Here we go. All right. So what I'm going to show you here gives you some perspective. And what I want you to understand is what on a chart would make me bearish. And I'll show you because I've been talking about this for a while. And anyone who's been watching the show will know I've been saying this, but let me continue to show you. So what I talked about last show, I said, hey guys, we look like we have an impending bearish TK cross. This happened. This is a bearish TK cross, the green cross below the red. That's not good. That's bearish. We have Chiku span in the candles, actually just underneath. That's bearish. The next thing that comes in is an edge-to-edge trade setup, which means that this candlestick will close inside of the cloud. And when it closes inside the cloud with a bearish TK cross, with a Chiku span that's bearish, generally we go to the other side of the cloud. So why did I say $42,000 inside of the title? Why is Bitcoin potentially going to drop to $42,000? Well, this is why. Because this former high that we came to, that I've talked about on previous shows, we came to this high and we slaughtered it. But we never did this, what I expected, that yellow line down and up. And we did not have that retest. And without that retest, guys, it usually will come back to retest it later. Doesn't have to happen right away. It could happen a month later, 2 months later, 6 months, even a year later. It will come back to retest those levels. So we could see that potentially, if it goes into the cloud, we could have an edge-to-edge trade, which goes potentially to 44. But I think we would wick to the bottom of there and actually retest around 42. Does that mean that we're like freaking out? No. Can you super chat? Lisha, you should be able to try. I think you can. Give it a shot. FXF. So I'll talk about FXF as well. There's so much positive news there. The people that are freaking out, they just need to like chill. And as I said, long term. I'm going to explain my long term versus short term as well to you guys, so you understand the difference when they talk about something long term and something short midterm. Okay. But what you see on Bitcoin right now, and all we need to wait for, is one of these candlesticks to close inside of this cloud. And I will go short all the way down first level to 44.8, and then down to 42, where I likely will come to retest. Now, would that mean we're ending the bull market? No, I don't think so. But I don't like how we were growing and we were growing and we were growing and we were kind of growing. It seems like we're losing steam now. Now, Crypto Quant put out some really good stuff. Like, we had the highest amount of stable coins ever on exchanges. But honestly, when you have more money in the market cap, as you guys can see right here, which keeps growing, of course, there's going to be more money in stable coins because more money is coming into the market. So that's not a really good metric. Miners are not selling based off Crypto Quant. That's also a good metric. So if miners aren't selling and whales aren't selling and they're accumulating, who's selling? The people panicking right now. The people that are not used to this market. The people that got in late and enter in the tops and are freaking out. Those people are what is happening. Also, bad projects coming out, getting dumped on, and people getting dumped on will cause them to deplete their bags, and they will literally eventually just have a lot less than they started with, and it becomes harder and harder to gain it back. So we have to be all open with all of these things here, okay? I'm going to get to free at the end, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stick here. Now, I want to see likes on this show. I want to see you guys smash those likes up, help a brother out. We need to beat YouTube algos because it's really actually hard to do so. Been at this for years and it's very difficult. So help a bro out. Now, one thing I did notice recently is that our actual alt market is absolutely mooning. And what does that mean for Bitcoin dominance? It's absolutely dooming. And some people said to me recently, Coach, this is a really good question. I'll be with you guys in a second. Answer leap questions if you got them. people said to me, Coach, it's in your zone. Are you going into Bitcoin? Yeah, I'm going a little bit into Bitcoin. Not fully, because I think we're going to have a shoot down to the bottom of this level to 40. And then we'll pop back up. But I've been doing this since up that first threshold. I've been slowly scaling a little bit into Bitcoin, a lot into stable coins, because eventually Bitcoin's going to have to pop back up. Alts are pushing it down. Eventually some money's going to come back to it. And then we're going to see the mid caps run. So first we have to have the mid caps get wrecked by a Bitcoin pump. Then we have the mid caps come in. All the alts are going to get wrecked at some point, and then we'll come back. Okay, let me come back up to the top here. Read some of your guys' questions. What's my thoughts on Luna? I love Luna, guys. I think it's a great project. Fala, same thing. Coach, Earn is the best NFT by far. Why no price movement? Honestly, I think the market for NFTs kind of is in a little crypto winter. It maybe was like over embellished, and then people were like, okay, and then it got boring. For the non-hardcore people, and it was a little bit over the top. And I think that things needed to calm down, come back to reality. And I think why you're seeing Eternity slowly starting to rise on the chart is a very simple answer of Eternity is rising on the chart because it has real use case, and it's buying back tokens, and it's doing stuff which are locking those tokens. And if you guys take the numbers and you do math and you think of, okay, if they have, if they did 3 drops and they had $400,000 of buybacks, what do they have after 10 drops? What do they have 15 drops when everything's smooth and they've been just cranking them out? What do you think is going to happen then? I personally think the supply is going to diminish over time, to the point where they have to stop doing the buyback and lock for 2 years, because there won't be enough tokens. You won't be able to buy them. So they'll have to stop that. That's a good thing. That will definitely increase the price and the value. That will increase, the value of the token as well, only for the fact that when there's less in circulation, mathematically, you do math and you can divide and conquer. Right? What's the best? This is way better than banter. Oh, don't be mean to banter. We got love for Rand. We got love for everybody, man. No worries. How do you see Bitcoin playing out this year? I still think we're gonna go higher, but Stack. We'll talk about that in a minute. FXF. I love my FXF, guys. I don't care about the price short term. I'll tell you why in a minute. Tell us about. Okay, so a lot of FXF questions. All right, so let me go to FXF quick, but I want to show you guys something. This is what a private sale that goes wrong, a private sale that a market maker decides they're going to sell tokens and don't actually sell all the tokens. So that's kind of what happened. And it caused massive dumps. Very sketchy. I'm sketched out about this project right now. I just want to give you guys, honesty that I'm a little sketched out, and I did lose like $25,000 in this project right now, because I bought it thinking, it would do what Cellframe did, and it didn't. And sometimes I'm wrong, and that happens, and I'll be one of the first to admit that. So, I was wrong about that. It happens, but you know what? You make mistakes, you learn from them, you move on. It's just part of the game in crypto. So we're going to look at FXF. I know it's dropped, but honestly, if you guys been looking at the market, most of the market's kind of having a lull. Like it's ready to have a correction. Now, FXF's just been stuck in this range for almost ever. They have some really big stuff going on that in terms of raising and stuff for equity. There's big stuff going on with the project. So when people dump and do these wicks, honestly, it's a good thing for us. We get rid of these weak-handed people, and over time, that'll happen. Now, honestly, if you guys go look at Binance's chart the first few months, you might actually be surprised. Because here's the thing. BNB, I don't even think was on TradingView when it first started, but they had a very similar type of start to FXF, where it's not showing it from day one, unfortunately. But they had a very similar start, and then there was like this massive China FUD, and everyone got spooked out, and you know what I mean. And that was in like the top of the last bull market. FXF just partnered with Coinbase, Binance, Huobi, OKX, Crypto.com, FTX. Like you have B2C2, Bitfinex. Like the biggest players in the whole entire industry are in FXF. They're connected to FXF. there's going to be more liquidity on that platform than any other platform in crypto, period. Any large scale investor will be using FXF because they will be able to trade millions of dollars of Bitcoin without the slippage that they normally see on their normal exchanges. So it's one of the big plays, right? If you're thinking about a big play for a long-term hold, you gotta think of FXF like that. It rose, it's ranging, it will eventually do what Hathor did and break out and break up. But you just have to be patient. It's really hard, I know, to be patient in times, right? But Hathor did something similar, right? It came up, it ranged, kept coming up to the top, to the bottom, and then eventually it broke out. And that's all you need to have, that breakout, right? Once you get the breakout, then you're good to go. And then things just kind of, do their thing. Now it's kind of having the similar thing that it had here. Stuck in a range, right? And it'll eventually break up. But right now we're having a little bit of a lull in the market, and that's normal, right? Alts are going to get wrecked if BTC goes to 41. Everything will get wrecked if BTC goes to 41. This is why every single time I do a show, I tell you guys take profit. Because look, there's going to be times where you lose. There's times like today where I had to go, well, I lost $25,000 because Kel didn't work out. That happens. And that could have been 2,500. That could have been 250. Doesn't matter. It's the same feeling. No matter how big or small your wallet is, it still sucks, right? So we have those days. So that's why you take profit. So when those days happen and you lose, your wins outweigh your losses. You're going to lose sometimes when you trade. You're going to lose on some of your investments. I'm willing to deal with that. But it's something you have to accept before you start investing. It's like when you go to the casino and you put your chips on the table and the cards are down, you're done. It's too late. Same concept. So make sure you put down what you're willing to lose so it doesn't freak you out while you're on the table, right? Same concept when you're trading. Let me get some more questions, guys. Do we short the market? Right now, honestly, it's like wait for the sign. Right now, we don't have a sign. We haven't got it's going to break up. It's going to break down. It's ranging. There's some signs that say Bitcoin could break up. So I'm just waiting. But if Bitcoin breaks up or it breaks down here, alts get wrecked. Just remember that against BTC. I think in the US dollar value, a lot of them will hold. Some they won't get as wrecked as the BTC pairs. But if you're trying to accumulate Bitcoin, that would suck for you. So depends on what your trading strategies actually are so that you know what you're going to do. One I've been talking about since way down here, Icon's been on a tear. Honestly, guys, I love showing people this chart. I'm like, so where could it go to? Well, fact of the matter is that is pretty much the top of the range from last cycle. And from here to the top of that range from last cycle is another 10x just for Icon alone. So I think that's one to keep your eye on. It's used in Korea. Yeah, one you shouldn't miss out on. Okay, so FXF. Okay, what's the difference when I talk about mid, long term, or short term? Short term is like, I'm going to buy this coin. I'm going to expect it to go up pretty quickly because there's going to be some news or fundamentals that push it, or it's got like a breakout happening on a low time frame and I'm trying to make a quick dollar, right? Or it's going to be like a 1 week trade or a 2 week trade. Then there's like the swing. I call the swing because it usually takes 7 days. It might take 10 days. It might take 14. It might take 21. Swing trades take a long time, but we get in and we are patient and wait for that trade to play out. So those are like more of a swing. So swings are like, between 1 and 2 weeks on average, but can go a little bit more or take a little bit less. Then we have like midterm. Midterm is like, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to hold it for like a whole quarter. So like 3 months, I'm going to hold this coin. It could be 2 months. It could be 4, but something in that range based off of what I see in development, what I see happening. And then there's long term, like I'm talking about FXF, where FXF, I basically have put that on my ledger. It's sitting there. I add it. I add when it drops on my ledger every time. Why do I do that? It's simple as this, that I think this is a blue chip that if you hold it and you don't do anything and you just wait, it'll turn into a very similar to how Binance turned out, because honestly, they're going to be the biggest crypto brokerage in the world and work with all the top exchanges and liquidity providers. It's huge. It's so much bigger than you guys may even understand and realize right now. But because I'm working with the team directly and see what they've set up and how they're running the operations of their business, they're gonna do really, really well long term. So that's why I'm bullish on it. I mean, I talk about it a lot, and some people say, "Oh, you shield this too much." So I'm not gonna talk about FXF for a while. That's why you guys have to ask me. But yeah, we're gonna get to that stuff later, guys. I know we're gonna be freed from oppression, free from freaking lockdowns, all that stuff. We're definitely going to get there. And that's what's up. So we will see another NFT boom this year. Absolutely. Yes, we will. Because what we're seeing now is Eternity, people seeing real use cases. Like, I'm not trying to hate on the art, but a lot of it's not very good, right? So we need to get to that point where like NFTs are like ICOs right now from last boom, right? There's probably really good ones that are sticking out there, but there's probably a lot of really bad quality, not even really an NFT. It shouldn't even be called art because it's just a picture, right? So, people are gonna get into the point where there's really like art, really collectibles, and then there's going to be NFTs that are used like split within e-commerce and stuff to make things more efficient. So that's what's happening right now. All right, let's take a quick look at this 171 watching. Thanks for supporting all you guys. You're the best. If you have questions, guys, you can super chat apparently. I don't know how it works, but if you want to, you can try. All right, let's look here. Okay, so let's look here and see. ShopX. A lot of people want to know about ShopX. Thoughts on Harmony? Harmony One actually has a project that is coming out called Massbit. And Massbit is basically making euphoria. And euphoria, what are they doing? They are basically, if they go down, Ethereum goes down because they're the centralized authority behind Ethereum, and they basically run a lot of the APIs and all the connections to the Ethereum blockchain. But it's centralized, which is a problem because if it goes down, the whole market goes down. So I really like Harmony One. I like the guys who are behind it, but the co-founder Min, they actually have this new project called Massbit. I think it's going to be really, really interesting, and because they have the track record in the background and the Fortune 500 experience, really like these types of projects. Chili's coin, I really like Chili's. I think it's a great project. Let's have a look. I haven't looked at Chili's for a long time. They honestly definitely went above and beyond what I thought they would do. I think above and beyond what a lot of people thought they would do. All right. So how does it look? It looks kind of like rangy, it's kind of got that same FXF type of feel to it where it's stuck in this range. It needs to break it out. And then, then it's off to the races, but you can see this nice, well, it kind of deviated out of the range a little bit, but you can still see that like the tight range that it's kind of stuck in here. So yeah, we want to wait till it breaks out of that range, but it's kind of sideways right now, which isn't a bad thing either. Okay. ShopX. All right, let's look at ShopX. ShopX honestly has a really nice chart. I think it will, hopefully Dex Tools remembers me from yesterday and still has a nice, beautiful chart that I had drawn up. Does it remember? Of course not. That's okay. I'll draw it again. So basically what I see here is this really strong downtrend, right? You can see this pretty clear right here. This is not a perfect way to draw this, so don't judge me, okay? But you can see like it's been in this downtrend. I guess you could say it kind of broke up and retesting right now. I think ShopX has a lot going for it. It's just I think a lot of people are cognizant about unlocks, and they're just waiting for the big news. And there is big news coming from ShopX, but unfortunately, like some of these types of news events take longer, not because of the actual project itself, unfortunately. All right, let's see what's got in here. What's we got in here? Bonify. All right. Could you review Telcoin? Telcoin's been around for a long time. Good project, so they've been doing well. My opinion on VRA, I'm an advisor to VRA, so obviously I have a very biased opinion on VRA. So that's just something to understand and know that I am biased, and I do really like the project, and I think they have a lot going for them. But they've had a huge run up, and they did over 100x from the people that were in the pre-sale like way back in 2018. So I think it's just going to continue to build, to be honest. All right, Paid. So here's one that's really interesting, because Paid has had a significant reduction of price, right? And some people have been really worried about that. But then I look at them and I go, yo, if you got like one Plethora ticket and it was worth like 0.1 ETH, that would be worth like 1 ETH today. So it's totally got a lot of value in it. This is the wrong Paid. It's totally got so much value locked around Paid. And I think that that's something that a lot of people need to understand. It's very important to understand that. But looking at it, it's stuck around this $2 price. And generally, guys, when it goes to this $2 price, even looking at the last charts on Paid from before, it generally pumps off of the $2 level. And this is, you can see it's kind of holding really tight. I could see this breaking up and starting to go on another move up on the upside, because Paid is probably one of the best launch pads in terms of communicating with people and stuff. And the projects do really well too. So that's also another really positive thing. All right. So I don't want to blow you guys up for too long on here today. We're at 25 minutes, so we have lots of time. Let me just go over some other stuff that I've been noticing in the industry, and I'm just gonna give you guys some perspective on what you need to do to join the club. Okay, because this is why a lot of people have been asking me. I've had a lot of people that have said, you know, Coach, I really want to be like closer to you. We know that you have a club. We know you have a lot of people in there. They get some types of benefits that are really hard to get outside of, you know, in crypto in general. And they were like, yo, Coach, my kids are screaming in the background. Sorry, totally threw my train of thought off here. All right. So anyways, give me one sec. I'm just going to pull up something here and to share with you guys. But basically, this is really important. I am someone who cares about other people to the point where I have taken my life to basically help other people get financially free. And I think I've helped about 100 people in this bull cycle get to their first million. And the hard part for me was, how do I add people into my group where they would be the right mindset and, you know, they'd be the right people. But then I was like, it's really hard for me to judge that. So how do I do this? And I was thinking, you know what? I was looking for a cause. I'm currently in lockdown for like the third time. It's annoying. My kids are literally like outside of my office screaming and yelling at the current moment. It drives me nuts. I want to freaking shake someone's head. And you know, then I see this project that was out, and one of my friends I know who runs it said, hey man, you gotta check this out. I know you'll love it. And so I saw anti-lockdown, and I was like, what is this all about? So he starts telling me, he's like, man, we just really hate the idea of people being stuck at home and they can't work and their life's hard, and you know, it's really difficult. So we started this project, and we actually threw away our money. And I said, what do you mean threw away our money? He said, we locked LP. So locking LP basically means that they took their own money, locked the ETH in the LP. They'll never ever be able to take their money back out. It's never accessible again. Someone took like 100,000 of their own dollars, locked it in, and then started this project with the concept being that we can help these people that are affected by lockdowns. And the project is called Free. So the reason that I'm talking about any lockdown right now is this. I needed a way to get people into my community. I didn't want it to be easy for anyone to come in, because we are, in my opinion, near the last part of the cycle where we go a little bit higher after another correction. That's my perspective right now. So how do I get the right people in? Because I don't want people that, you know, only, you know, that just really don't have the right mindset, really, is really what I'm looking for, the right answer. So I figured, you know what? Someone who's willing to commit to a cause, to helping people, but not only helping people, they have a launch pad. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, we have a launch pad. We're building it. And basically, you know, we're going to do it where we just check the addresses. We do a snapshot. We do another snapshot. And can you help us? I said, yeah, maybe I can connect you with some projects potentially. I don't know. But I was like, how do you deal with this? Like, because they're private. And they were like, oh, we'll do it in their own way. So I was like, okay, cool. But I was like, man, you guys really have like this meme coin thing, right? So that's another thing. I was like, yeah, it seems like it's a meme coin, but you guys have a cause, which I like. They were like, yeah, well, we're looking to have more use case. And I was like, oh my God, let me do this. let me give people the ability to come into my community, but at the same time support this cause. So this is what I came up with, guys. I've been talking to their team, and I basically said to them, how about this? And I told every member in my club has had to buy free, because every single member of my club needs to hold the same amount or almost the same amount. If they're new in the club, they got a little bit of a leeway, but basically everyone has to hold 1 million tokens, right? Why? 1 million tokens is a nice round number. Why? Because I get access to the best deal flow in the industry. And if you guys want to be a part of what I do, it's a long-term commitment yourself, right? Like, most of the people that go in there, they do extremely well. They make their money back. Everyone's made very, very, like, a lot of money in my group, right? That being said, if there's a right person from the right group, potentially, but listen, what I'm trying to get to is this. If you hold 1 million tokens, I will be opening my group to you, because you believe in the real cause of what free is all about, and that's helping people. They've already donated $2,000 to a family that was hurting because of the lockdowns. And there's new things coming up. They have a timeline which has a lot of detail on it. So look, I'm just going to quickly go over this, but they have a roadmap where they're going to have their first projects like this weekend, I believe. They're doing charity. They're making charity partnerships and stuff. So me being from Eternity, I was like, oh my God, I love this. Absolutely love it. Now look at the chart. I mean, I like this idea too, because look, I'll just make myself a little smaller here for 1 second. Then I'll be done with free. Okay. Because that's all I need to say. Support the cause. Support people who need help. We've all made so much money in crypto. And if you haven't, that's okay. You will, and you'll be able to support the cause anyways. But look here, we have a bull flag right here on the 4 hour. And if this breaks out, this is going much higher. So it's also a good potential investment. Now, let me reiterate that. I can't say it that way. This is potentially a good opportunity, okay? Not financial advice, okay? You guys join the club because you want to be a part of the movement. Also because you want the access to be able to be one of the millionaires in the Millionaires Club. This is something that will not go away. It's something that is very tight and been around for quite some time. Okay, so now we're going to move on from free. Guys, check it out. Go on to Uniswap, right? And go to free and go onto anti-lockdown and find the token. Let's do this, because honestly, you guys get it. If we need to reduce the number of people, like the number, we will think about that in the future. But honestly, 1 million tokens and you're in the club. Remember, I'm not making you pay me anything. You're just holding tokens. That's all you have to do. There's no like big thing about it. But the only thing is that it will be opening in 30 days. So if you've held for already 3 days, you have 27 days till you're in the club. If you've held since day one, you know, it's been however many days. I'm gonna forward that to 30 days. So I said 45 days. I figured, you know what? Let's do it in 30. I might even reduce that to 15 if people really, really want to be in there. Okay. So let me answer some of your questions, guys. Throw them in the chat. Let me know what you think. Liquidity was locked fast as F. It's true. Litecoin or 1inch, both are really on a tear. Litecoin, probably I'd rather wait because it mooned really, really hard the other day. Let me just see some questions here. Hussein says, how much should we lock up to come into Coach's community? So the answer is 1 million. You don't have to lock them up. You just have to hold them in your wallet. There's no payments. One thing you guys got to learn about me is I never take your money. So if someone said like, oh, you want to get in Coach's club, like give me money, give me ETH, don't listen to them. They're scammers. And honestly, there's like 1,000 coaches online. So don't get scammed. If any of you guys ever want to know if it's really me, go on to Twitter and tweet at me or message me on Telegram and realize my Twitter and Telegram are the same @ handles. They're both at Coach K Crypto. So just check. That's your way to verify. Don't trust, verify. Always. We're in crypto, guys. And girls. There's girls here too. Is Bitcoin going to dump? I don't know yet. I think it is. It has all the signs of a dump. But sometimes when we're going into the weekend and it has all signs to dump, Bitcoin does the opposite. So I'm waiting for open, which is actually in about 2.5 hours. So when the market's open, the traditional market's open, we will be able to see that, and then we'll be able to crush it. All right, moving on. Who's Canna? Make it 200K. Canna, I might make it a little bit lower potentially, but right now we're gonna stick with 1 million. I know it's a lot for a lot of people, but there's a reason why our community is very small. And it's because I want to give the people in there more of myself. And if I have, like, let's say 1,000 people, I cannot be as good at what I do with 1,000 people in a community as if I have like 250. So generally I've made the rule 250 is a cap. So we have room for about 35 members if they want to come in right now. So that's basically it. There's 35 members. There's only 38 million tokens on the actual market right now. So that is what you have, and that is what you know. But remember, private sales, access to like what I'm thinking about in the market way before I go on to one of these. So you always have that great access and the ability to know and connect with me. But yes, if you are thinking like, oh, well, that will take me all, I might drop it. We'll see. We might make a forum for you to come in and tell us why you should be in there. I'll think about it. But we're going to try and move us up to 35. So there's 35 spots open. Coach, XFi is a scam. We can't even sell our tokens now. I didn't know that. I believe you definitely can. It's XFIT. Let's not FUD on the show. Let's find out the truth. Let's not trust. Let's verify. Can we not sell? Why can we not? Oh, dude, you probably are on Uniswap version 2. Okay. So, or version 3. Sorry. So guys, something that you may not know is that if you guys go onto Uniswap now, it automatically goes to version 3. That's why it looks different, right? And so when you go to try and sell your XFIT, right, what's going to happen? It's not going to work. Why is it not going to work? Why can't I sell it? Because there's no liquidity. Zero liquidity on Uniswap. So you go and you click right here where it says get a better price on V2. Because there is no liquidity added yet on V3. And watch what happens. There's your liquidity. All good to go. Now, I would assume if you're having any types of issues, the one thing that might be happening is that they might be switching it over from V2 to V3, but they would make an announcement. So let's not FUD and say everything's a scam. Let's be trusting, not trusting, but let's verify what's going on, okay? All right, let's see what's up. Oh, we got scammers in the channel. Goodbye, Crypto Zeus. Goodbye, Crypto Zeus. See you later, bud. You're a jerk. Gotta love people like this, huh? All right, so, Coach, what do you think of Card Stack? Cold Stack or Card Stack? There's two of them. I can't remember which one's which, to be completely honest. Free, absolutely need 1 million. Crazy not to. Well, Johnny, if you can't afford it, don't do it. Honestly, I'm not telling people to go outside of the risk. Like, it's, if you can afford 1 million free, do it. If you don't do it. Don't take bad risks. Don't put yourself in a position where you're like, Coach K did this to me and blah, 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 because that's what's going to happen, right? If you can fit that in, if it's in your means, do it. If it's not in your means, guys, don't put yourself in a bad position where you have too much allocated into any position. I don't care what I'm telling you. That's a fact. So do that. Risk management, capital preservation, number one. No matter what I say or no matter what you want, that should be always more important than anything anyone ever says, any influencer, anybody. Risk management, capital preservation. Stick within your means. If that means that you can't do it now, you can do it later, do it later. Do it later. I'll help you. I'll try to help you guys as much as I possibly can. But do it later. Don't put yourself in a bad spot. I'm really, really adamant on that because I hate when people tell me, yo, I put myself in a really bad, really uncomfortable position. I'm like, well, now you're emotional. Now you're going to make bad decisions anyways because you're emotional. So, you know, take your 1 or 2% risk, whatever, 3, 4, 5% risk, if that's cool. And that would be what you're going to do. And if you've made a lot of profit, use profits. Profits are just market money, right? Like, that's how you have to think about it. Can we talk about a reasonable target for FXF in a bull run? I'm thinking $2, at least $2 FXF, maybe 3, maybe 5. It's hard to really predict, right? If I end up being right and the market's going to turn down faster, it'll take FXF longer, but that's fine. Remember, long term. Long term means you put it on your ledger and you forget about it. I have ETH on my ledger. I have Bitcoin on my ledger, right? Why? Because I don't think about them anymore. They're just there, right? And I put like my FXF on my ledger, my Eternity on my ledger. Like there's stuff that I have that I know will be good long term. I know there's a really good model behind it and it will do well. So I put it long term. The stuff midterm, I'm like, maybe it will do well. I'm not sure. So I don't actually use those ones, right? All right, so it's 45K. It's a lot of money, man. I know, dude. I know. We will look at that again. First, let's see who comes in with a million tokens. If it's too much, again, we can always reduce these things down. But I want to make sure that it's fair for everybody and that we don't have more than 250 people. And there's only 30 spots up or so right now. So this is the only way I figured that would make sense. And then I don't have to actually take anyone's money from them. So that's why we did it. All right. So let's look at some other questions. I'm going to be here for about 5 more minutes. So if you have questions that are really pressing, throw them in the chat right now and I will answer them very happily. Just go back into my rec room because I like being here. See how I can move myself around. Coach, we want you to be our advisor for our token. There's an email in my description. You can send an email to me and I will look it over. Thoughts on OMI and it's hyped, overpriced. I think OMI, yeah, it definitely is a $1 billion market cap. NFTs are in a cold season right now. I would say that you should maybe stick away from things like OMI because, you know, people are not as interested in that. And it just seems like they're not as interested in NFTs right now. That's not going to be forever. It's just like a short-term bear season inside of our bull season, right? Like they had a really strong push. I've been telling people quarter one. My boy Ricky was telling everyone quarter one 2021 is going to be NFT season, and it's exactly what it was. Now we're going into the launchpad season, and we're kind of ending that narrative. So let's see what the next narrative. Maybe the next narrative is AVAX and Solana projects because there's like 200 being built on them. So maybe that's the next thing. So we have so many things to look forward to and so many projects. Oh my God, man. I'm trying actually to tell projects now, no, don't give me an allocation, please. I don't want more projects. It's getting ridiculous. And this is where I come to my launchpad narrative again. Too many launchpads, too many projects, they get diluted. You don't know which one is good. Which project's going to be good when you have 100 a week to choose from? It's really difficult. It means you need to do more research. The thing is, you only have so much time. So you need to have a group of people that are doing that stuff around you, which I do, thankfully. Thank God I have a team around me. You guys are the best, by the way. But yeah, it's intense to stay on top of the game, and it's 24 hours, so it's can be really tight. All right, how is Matic Network a competitor to BSC and Uniswap? Well, Matic Network has layer 2 solutions. It's fast, right? It's cheaper. Is it a competitor to BSC and Uniswap? Potentially, right? Like people are building on Matic, so it doesn't mean that all of them can't do well. Like we're so early. Like look at the top companies in the world, how many billions they have. And then let's look at crypto and go, wait a minute. If this really is the future, are you really late? No. It's just maybe late to buy in this cycle. And we might only have so much left before we have a proper, one. I don't think if we are even in a super cycle, we'll still have a bear market. Just won't be long. It'll be, it comes down pretty quick and then kind of recovers a lot faster, right? But I still think we're in that normal 4-year cycle. I don't know if we're in a super cycle, and I still think, and I'm very confident in the fact that we are just in our normal 4-year cycle, and it's playing out very similar to how it did last time. And it's playing out maybe to a different exact 4-year time frame, so it might not end in December, but it's playing and ringing the same tune. I mean, all you guys who were 2017 here, you all know. Okay, couple questions. Are you sure price addition in March, short term, long term? So March, I talked about yesterday on Crypto Banter. So if you guys go on that show, you can see it. Basically, what I said is March is at a level right now where there's no tokens, new tokens coming out, and it's kind of rounding its bottom. So you could potentially see some growth in March. But again, really comes down to the one factor of, are we going to have a correction? So if we have a correction, everything is going to go down. I mean, most of everything will go down, right? thoughts on Freeway Token. Freeway Token is about to launch Orbit Prime. And Orbit Prime is connected to a brokerage. And that is massive, massive news. I don't even know. They may have already released this. But Orbit Prime is going to be massive. These guys have funds. They're going to be able to just throw your money in the bear market. Like, I suggest for you guys to go on Orbit and look today and see how much return you could get while it's a bear market and you're just chilling. They're like getting 40% returns on some of these. You just like, here's your money, and they just trade it for you. Pretty amazing stuff. So I'm still very bullish on Orbit, but again, you just have to be patient on stuff that you really believe in. Equity investors, for example, from the traditional markets don't normally see a return on their investment for like 3 to 5 years. Like, we're spoiled in crypto. We're so spoiled. We can make 100 investments and see our money back in a year. Never would you get that in traditional markets. So understand that side of things too. Coach, I moved from the USA to UK. What is the best way to transfer pounds into dollars? Don't know. I'm not a money transmitter. I'm sorry. Take those sunglasses off and stop trying to be cool. Sorry, Daryl. My bad. Oops. All right, let me get some more questions. I'm trying to get through all you guys. PPay. A lot of questions about PPay. Well, let's look at PPay. So, just get on my cam here. Let's have a quick look at PPay. How's PPay been doing? They have their spaceport coming, which is another launch pad. Too much launch pad, guys. Too much launch pad. Like, at least free. I know, I'm gonna know what they're gonna put up, and I'll make sure that, I can't be right all the time, but more times than wrong than I'm not, I am right. So hopefully we'll continue that streak for everybody else. Now, looking over here, looks great. PPay looks fine, man. It's right at that bottom level of like support. And so if it bounces, this would be the area to like buy in, honestly. Is if it bounces right here, this would be the right time. So, I mean, PPay, I know it's been taking its sweet old time, man, but it doesn't look so horrible, to be honest. It doesn't look so bad. Okay, questions. Greenheart CBD. Well, Greenheart had a nice dump yesterday, unfortunately. I mean, Greenheart CBD. I think it's a great project, and honestly, it's just short-term people with short-term mindsets just taking profits. It is what it is, honestly. Like, the project didn't put a shite load of liquidity on there, and so that's probably why it's there. But yeah, it's sitting at just like 1.7x or 0.1, whatever it is. Basically, it's not doing extremely well. And this is where I'm getting at with projects not performing so well out the gate. You're seeing a lot of this with projects right now. The projects that you're not seeing it with, a little bit embarrassing to say, but cummies. Yeah, a $300 million market cap cum rocket. This is like the biggest troll to the world ever. The biggest troll to the world absolutely ever was when they started doing this stuff. Because it's a troll. That's all I can tell you. It's funny, I guess, to some, but not really to me. All right, let's look up here. What do we got? CBD. Coach, if I buy 1 million free tokens, will you go into my club today? Yes, that is actually correct, Ash. If you buy 1 million free tokens and you hold onto them for 30 days, you will get in the club. I will potentially be opening that early if people hold the tokens, but only if people are holding the tokens. My members already are all holding tokens. They already knew. I told them to get the tokens, and they got some. And they've been buying them at the same price the price is right now. So no one's been getting unfair advantages. Hey, Coach, if there are only 35 spots, can you hold 5 seats for people who can only buy 2,500 free and have a lottery? A great idea, Jonathan. A great idea. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we will do that. I really like that. You know what? Jonathan? Let's do that. Let's have 5 spots opened up for people that hold 250,000 tokens. Let's hold another 10 spots for people that hold 500,000. But everyone else that holds 1 million, those are the rest of the spots. So I'll open up 20 spots for 20 people who buy a million, and the other ones will do a lottery. I think that's really fair. I really like that idea. Let's share that to everybody. I love it. Stack. Okay, Stack. Why has Stack dumped? A lot of people asked me that. Well, what did you buy it for? So one thing that a lot of the time we have to look at is, what do we pay for something? Because is it really a bad value now, or is it not? Or is it a good time to buy Stack because it dumped hard? It dumped right down to its only support. Now, here's the thing about projects like this. They are going to be announcing their first launchpad. These guys have good connections in Silicon Valley. They have connections to very, very high connections at Hathor. At not Hathor, at oh my god, the name slipped my mind completely. Wow. Well, it'll come back to me at some point. It's a very large project though, and they have really big connections with them. The name completely slipped my brain. So if I remember, it will pop in there. But the point I'm getting at is it's 5 cents. Most people paid 0.0044 cents. Most people. So it's still doing really, really well, over 10x. And once they start launching good projects, it's going to go up. I mean, a lot of the projects do this now. But what we're seeing, even good projects like JigStack, not performing as well as they were in the past. That's something that does concern me. But what doesn't concern me is this. When I go and I look at Ethereum, I see bullishness all over the chart. So Ethereum came and it did come tapped in my zone. Will we go up to the next zone? I think so. But will we see a correction? Possibly. If Bitcoin corrects, I think ETH will also come down, make kind of a bull flag here like this. And then it will break up and then go towards the next zone, which is around $45,000 to $47,000 or $700. Sorry, I wish it was $47,000. That would be insane. Guys, remember, free is not an investment. It is a project for a cause. Yes, it is a project for a cause, but if you hold it, there is ways that you can benefit and earn profit by launchpads. Okay. There also is going to be really cool NFTs created and sold. And when we sell them, we're going to use most of the proceeds to, number one, give almost everything to people who need it. So even though we'll use some to buy back tokens and things like that, the point is everything that I'm helping the project with is basically so that it can help other people. I'm not trying to make money with this. So I just want you guys to understand that. All right, XRP, honestly, not a fan. Hedera Hashgraph, thank you so much. My God, that would have bothered me for a while because I'm like, you know when you have so much going on that you forget stuff that's right in front of your face? That happened right there. Too many launch pads. Yes. The thing is, with free, we're giving out bigger allocations per person in private sale, not in public. So you're going to get them with a pre-sale, right? So you're going to wait. But the really important part of this is not that. It's that you will get it at the lower prices that you don't normally get them in the public sale. So I think that they're really focused on helping people get into those sales so you could earn. Someone said Coach FXF dumped hard. Like right now, we just looked at FXF. It dumped to, the bottom of the channel that it's been going up and down in for quite some time. So unless like someone just dumped 2 seconds ago, I think we're good, honestly. And we're good. So here, look. Here's what I see. I see FXF in a channel. This is not a dump hard. Dump hard would be like, oh crap, we lost this level, and now we're going down here to this low at about 50 cents. Then everyone could freak out. Okay, you can freak out if it goes all the way back down there. It's not going to go back there. It's not going back there. Okay, so just relax on that. It won't. Any thoughts on Delta Financial? Haven't been in that. Don't know. Am I still bullish towards KelVPN? I think they have a real business, but I think the way they have done some things are really question a lot of what I did as research myself even. Like, I feel like I must have missed something because there was a lot of mismanagement on from the private sailor side. And yeah, it's unfortunate. Questions. The community is small. Yes, so this is a really big thing. Free community only has 1,200 people in it, which means that you have a lot higher chances of winning a ticket in these versus going on to a large launch pad like Polkastarter where you're going to have like 30,000 or 40,000 people trying to get in that ticket. Right now, it's a really good fair game, and their first project is a definite tier 1. So, Freeway token, great hold, long term. FXF, great hold, long term. Stuff that I will not sell. I'm not selling on you guys. I will show you if you really want me to, because I'm not selling on it, okay? These are projects that I hold. Sometimes the projects that I tell you guys about, I'm holding a large amount, and I'm not selling on you. I'm telling you because I'm holding them for the long term, and I want you guys to do well with me. And if you guys have to ask anyone a question, if you go in my group, they will tell you. I don't care about personal gain. I care about community gain. I like seeing other people do well. It sucks being in first class on a plane by yourself when you know your friends could be sitting there with you, but they're sitting in back over in economy because they can't afford it because you didn't do anything to help your friends and your family members. So I'm really big on that. That's a really big driving force to my personality, honestly. All right, VeChain or Tron? Tron, definitely. Definitely. I mean, investing $15, I mean, you're probably not going to become rich, but yeah, you definitely can invest in that. Coach, if I'm in 2.5 hours, the traditional markets go up, BTC will go up or the opposite. That's what we're waiting for. We don't know yet because the traditional markets will either pump or dump on a Friday. We're looking more dumpy, which is what I've been telling you guys, that this doesn't really make me feel good. Seeing a bearish TK cross, seeing Chiku span quite bearish right here in the candles. It's in almost a no trade zone for me because it's bouncing and holding this as a dynamic support at the Kijinsen. So it's one of those times where you look at the market and the market's an indecision. So when they tell you sometimes the best trade is no trade, this would be the time where there's no trade is the best trade. And if you're scared or worried because you have too much money in Bitcoin, put it into USDT, then you don't have to worry. If it goes up, whatever, just buy more Bitcoin again for a little bit higher. It's all good. MobiPay. Huge fan of MobiPay. We only got about 2 minutes, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up, guys, unfortunately. Bullish on MobiPay. I will always be bullish on MobiPay. It is a long-term hold. These guys, if they achieve their goals, it will be a massive unicorn. Massive unicorn. So do I expect FXF to crush in the coming months? I expect FXF to crush, yes, but I don't think that you're going to see it do what Binance did until it goes to the level where Binance is now, which is going to take some time. It's going to take time. Now, world wasn't built in one day, but with what they're doing and the team they have and the people around them, it's going to be hard for them to fail with what they've already set up. And that's why I'm very bullish on it. All right, Dex Tools is a 500X. Is it? Wow. Well, if it did that, I mean, I missed Dex Tools completely then. And at this point, who is going to be buying? I don't know who would be buying Dex Tools if it's that expensive, because then, I mean, it would cost more than even just paying for the. What did it start at? Is it 500X? Where did it start at? Does anyone know? Did it start under a penny? Oh, it did. It started at like 1 cent. Wow. Good stuff. Okay, a couple more minutes and I'm out. Dodge Father, Gecko, Elon Musk, Times Square billboard in the weekend. Let's effing go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So guys, I'm going to let you go. Remember, read, get into free. Get into free. Free is it's what I'm telling you right now. It's where you want to be. Like, we have the free pad. The airdrops they're going to be doing for people that have problems. You can fill out a form, help them out, tell your friends and family members who got really hurt, or the people that know, or if you have a charity that you really like that we should support, let us know. We're going to 100% be giving you guys the opportunity to make a difference in the world. But this is why we added the launchpad side, and this is why I think that working with them is a good feel. It's a really good feel. And I think that in the long term, if they do what they say they're going to do, they're going to make a great impact on many people's lives. I would hope that you guys are in my community soon. Remember, 500K, 250K members, we're going to open that up to some of you guys doing as a lottery. And we're going to have 20 people that have 1 million tokens coming to the club. So it's on you guys now. You go do your worst, do your dirt. get in the club. I want you there. I want you guys in my private sales that I do in my club. And yeah, we'll see you guys then. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Remember, be free. F the government. Don't keep us locked into our houses. Let us wear a mask. Let us go out. Let us be free. All right, guys. Have yourselves a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday, and we'll continue rolling on. Peace, everybody.